What is the role of enclosure in primitive accumulation process? Have you ever wondered how societies transitioned from communal living to capitalism? One key factor in this transformation is the process known as primitive accumulation. So, what exactly is primitive accumulation? It refers to the historical shift where wealth is turned into capital, marking the start of the capitalist system. This process involves separating producers from their means of production, which forces them to sell their labor. Now, let's talk about enclosure. Enclosure is the act of taking land that was once accessible to everyone and converting it into private property. This was especially common in Europe as feudalism gave way to capitalism. By enclosing common lands, the ruling classes could remove peasants and small landowners. This created a landless population that had no choice but to seek jobs in the new industries that were emerging. This shift was not just a natural evolution, it was a deliberate act by those in power. The creation of a working class, known as the proletariat, was a direct result of these actions. These workers owned nothing but their ability to work, which became a commodity in the capitalist system. From a socialist viewpoint, enclosure is seen as a way to establish a class system that benefits the wealthy. Socialists argue that the process of dispossession and the exploitation of labor are fundamental flaws in capitalism. They believe that socialism can address these issues by advocating for collective ownership of the means of production. The enclosure movement had real consequences. It led to widespread poverty and displacement among rural populations. Many people were forced to migrate to urban areas in search of work. This mass movement contributed to the growth of industrial cities and a large working class, which became essential for the capitalist economy. However, socialists highlight that this transformation came with significant social suffering and inequality. They argue that these issues can be alleviated through policies that prioritize social welfare and fair distribution of resources. When comparing socialism and communism, both ideologies critique capitalism for its exploitation of labor. Socialism often seeks to reform capitalism to achieve greater equality, while communism aims to abolish it altogether. Understanding primitive accumulation, including the role of enclosure, is vital to grasp why both socialism and communism reject the foundations of capitalism.